fixation of belief affect people's way of living. Beliefs are the assumption we hold to be true. They stem from real life's experiences. As human beings, our value and beliefs affect the quality of our life, our work, and our relationships.
Inequality takes many forms and strikes in different aspects of human rights, including access to education, employment possibilities, expression of sexual orientation, and religious beliefs, among the others. Fighting for social justice would include making sure those basic human rights can be practiced freely. People can have sufficiently strong moral commitments to social justice that they support public policies and social changes which challenge injustice even if they themselves do not gain from such changes. But many people in such a situation oppose such changes to existing arrangements out of narrow self-interest. They use power to defend their interests and thus turn an injustice into a form of oppression.
How scientific psychology sees the word of fairness. It is that our brain appreciates what we got and we think we really deserve it. For example, we have been working hard to get promoted by no one's help and only ourselves in no backer. And we finally get it. That when we get it fairly and we really deserve it.
Psychology is a science of the experience of an individual, but experience presupposes the duality of subject and object, both of which are real. Psychology deals with mental processes such as knowing, feeling, and willing, and in order to account for them adequately, it must study the nature of physical stimuli in relation to knowing and willing. Psychologists employ the scientific method, stating the question, offering a theory, and then constructing rigorous laboratory or field experiments to test the hypothesis.
How your environment and belief affect your reality. The environment and belief affect into my reality. The environment affect and to influence behavior or influence mood that can facilitate or discourage interaction among the people, the way of our thinking or our opinion. And belief affect into my reality. It is the influence of our behavior on how to understand and interpret the value and idea, the intersection of what we believe. How do ethologists make more systematic observation? Ethologists making more systematic observation is typically show the interest in behavioral processes rather than in a particular animal group, usually with focuses on behavioral under natural condition and viewing behavioral as an evolutionary adaptive trait. Re-examine and reach a new conclusion in many aspects of animal communication, emotion, culture, learning, and sexuality.
Naturalistic observation. When psychologists observe children as they learn language naturally while they are interact with other children. The advantage of naturalistic observation is that it represents exactly what happens naturally. The primary disadvantage of naturalistic observation, however, is that it is not standardized and so variables cannot be isolated. Behavioral science is the systematic study of human behavior. Behavioral scientists use observations, interviews, surveys, and experiments to develop the test theories when and why individuals behave as they do. Random sampling is important for surveys research as it helps to ensure that the results are accurate and reliable. In general, case study, naturalistic observation, and surveys are used by psychologists to observe and characterize human behavior.
How did they perform the experiment to test the sense of fairness among children, and how does this affected their behavior? Fairness is one of the cornerstones of morality and may have been a major factor in evolution of a human cooperation. A forced choice paradigm was used to explore the early development of a young children's preference for fairness. They look at how toddlers behave when they were in control of allocating resources to others and to ourselves, as well as when they were the receiver of both self and other advantageous distribution. Different alternative options were paired with the same fair option in the two conditions. In the other advantageous condition, children had a fewer resources in the alternative option than others, whereas their resources in the alternative option were greater than others in a self-advantageous condition. The self shown that more children displayed fairness preference when they distributed resources between two friends than when they distributed resources between a friend and themselves. How does naturalistic observation related to social experiment? The ability to directly see the subject in the natural environment is one of the benefits of naturalistic observation. The technique also allows researchers to observe social behavior in a real-world setting. It also avoids interfering with or intervening in the natural process. We gain the higher level of ecological validity or realism than we might with other study methods. If this executed right, we don't need to worry about people enhancing their behavior because they were being watched.